E aí galera, aqui é o Pena e hoje pelo canal TRM Games eu venho mostrar aqui o acoplamento da estação da Space Dragon, que foi a primeira missão tripulada pela SpaceX na estação espacial. Como eu disse, eu tô o canal de videogame, mas eu estou mostrando esses vídeos porque eu gosto mais de avião, simulação, nave espacial. E, cara, eu sei que algumas pessoas aí dentro do meu canal talvez não tenham esse acesso. Então eu tô trazendo para vocês aí. Acompanhe aí, porque daqui a pouquinho vai estar acoplando aí na estação espacial. Eu vou de vez em quando desligar minha câmera aqui só para vocês acompanharem. Tá com som ambiente. Eu vou tirar o som do meu microfone também para vocês acompanharem. Deixa eu ver se o som tá legal. Pera aí. O som tá legal. Essa visão é da estação espacial que eu entendi. Tá? Ali é a Space Dragon, não? O Crew Dragon. Muito legal isso, cara.
So they're going to start maneuvering Dragon again, making some translational maneuvers. We did get some insight that it looks like they're a little bit to the left of the docking axis right now. So we should expect them to move directly into the center line as one of their first maneuvers. That's going to be their very first maneuver. Then they have a strict list of choreographed steps just to test out moving on the other axes. We heard before, and then on calling up expected fuel usage inside Dragon. They're going to be keeping a close eye on that just to make sure they're not overusing the propellant in this flight test, making sure we still have good margins for all of the approach maneuvers, and then obviously for everything at the end of the mission itself. Yeah, the thrusters that we're using here, and they have a strict list of choreographed steps just to test out moving on the other axis. You're following along with you. Before, and then on calling out usage inside the expect to see you have fire here to be on this ship for the bottom. You'll see some flames coming out from the shot on your screen. cold occurred.
Eu vou tirar minha câmera aqui, galera, aí vocês acompanhem aí,
Impulse
tá? Quando eu chegar pertinho eu volto aqui.
Draco thrusters. Again, as Shiva was saying, there's the 12 around the lower part of the Dragon capsule that they're going to be using, and we're seeing small bursts now.
Estou escutando aqui só para falar com você. Galera, eu voltei aqui, o microfone estava desligado. Só para retornar para falar que eles estão fazendo manobras bem devagares, bem devagarzinho, para não acontecer algum erro, né? Porque para acoplar na estação espacial. Olha lá, olha que legal. É bem. Eu não sei quanto tempo vai levar ainda não, mas deve levar aí uns 20 minutos, acredito. Você fala que os tripulantes são bem experientes e volta aí quando estiver pertinho. Retornando aqui, essa visão é da estação espacial, tá? E aquela ali é a Space Dragon, ou Crew Dragon. Tá? Olha lá, estão corrigindo a posição da nave. que eu estou falando é, como qualquer projeto, né, são as lições aprendidas. Uma das partes aí é anotar, fazer anotações, né, para as próximas tripulações. O que precisa ser feito, né? Os erros, os acertos. Galera, eu volto aí, tá? Voltei aqui, galera. Eu tive um probleminha aqui de áudio e eu tive que consertar aqui, tá? Mas estamos aí de volta. Acompanhe aí, que é muito legal esse negócio aí. Como eu disse, é o acoplamento da Space Dragon, né, Crew Dragon, a primeira missão tripulada da SpaceX na Estação Espacial. Estão fazendo movimentos de acopagem, pequenos movimentos, porque é muito difícil, né, galera? A Estação Espacial, do seu lado esquerdo, essa imagem é a Estação Espacial do lado esquerdo. E a visão da nave, olha que legal essa visão. Deixa eu melhorar para vocês. A visão dentro da nave, vocês irão ver aí. E do lado direito a nave espacial em si.
SpaceX Dragon that completed the closure maneuver.
We copy closure maneuver complete.
Legal. A estação espacial está vendo a nave e a nave espacial está vendo a estação espacial. Muito legal essa cena.
We copy and concur.
All right, so our manual flight test has been completed. We're standing by for them to now resume.
Será que eles vão acoplar nessa posição aqui, galera? Quer dizer, no meio aqui, ó. Vocês estão vendo? Eu volto aí, galera, que eu estiver bem perto aí. Acompanha aí, curtam aí, porque eu tô curtindo demais, galera. Tá? Apesar de ser bem devagarzinho, e tem que ser, tá? Para quem já jogou jogo aí de nave espacial, cara, acoplamento, é muito difícil, cara, no espaço. Qualquer movimento, a nave perde o controle totalmente. Eu volto aí, galera. Galera, quem tá aí, verifica se o som tá chegando aí pra vocês. Eu acho que o problema do som não tá chegando.
Up on just 100 meters away from the space station.
So the very top there is the nose cone on the spacecraft, where we've got a cool view. Left side of your screen is the International Space Station. Right side of your screen is Dragon.
100 meters away from the space station.
So the very top there is the nose cone.
We're inside 100 meters, continuing to close. Again, we're going to have a short hold at 20 meters.
The International Space
Teams
Station.
will just do a final check and then we'll give Dragon a go. We're expecting it to be pretty brief. We should get to that hold point in just about 4 minutes, moving at our current inside 100 meters, continuing to close.
I think you can see a meatball and
we're going to have a short hold
on that on the spacecraft.
Tava com um probleminha no áudio,
The
galera.
NASA
Agora o
logo,
som
of course,
voltou.
referred to as the meatball. I think there was some spirited discussion about the meatball versus the worm during ascent. And those are, you can see those logos. They're that structure on the fairing structure is actually what the Super Dracos are housed in. Of course, all of those are deactivated now, only used for launch escape during the ascent portion. Nose cone right at the top of the vehicle, and you can see sort of the ceiling surface. Those four circular slots right underneath the nose cone within that red ring are the forward bulkhead Dracos. That's what we were using while we were conducting all those burns, the 5 burns to get to this point. Right now we don't have a reason to use those. We'll only be making small altitude corrections with the service section Dracos. You can see the service section actually pretty clearly here too.
Esse aqui é o acoplamento da SpaceX.
Black portion and a white portion sort of separated by a fin. The black portion is solar panels, solar cells that'll charge Dragon's batteries, and the bottom side are the white portion is actually a thermal radiator that's used to keep the spacecraft nice and cool. Of course, the avionics and the cabin, making sure that they're comfortable inside.
Looks like we're getting a shadow cast. We are just 60 meters away, continuing to close in, just about 40 meters to go until we're at that hold point. Should get there in just over 2 minutes. Meanwhile, teams in Hawthorne and in Houston doing their internal go, no go for docking. They're going to get all the teams pulled. Once everyone's go, we'll be able to give Dragon the final go ahead for the vehicle to autonomously fly in and dock with the International Space Station. Should be coming up on waypoint 2 arrival in just about 1 minute 45 seconds. At this point, it'll be 20 meters away from that docking port. The International Docking Adapter number 2 attached to pressurized mating adapter number 2 at the very forward end of the Harmony module.
Right there on the, right around the center, you can see the forward hatch. It's got a window in it. You can see a couple of handles, and there's some features that look sort of bronze-ish. Those are the pedals that we were talking about earlier as part of the soft capture system. So pretty wild, too, to see. We're so close that we're getting shadows from the station on Dragon. Wow.
And we're getting these views of Dragon's approach from 2 cameras that are right next to that docking adapter. And the movement's a little jarring at times. These cameras are being commanded by a person at the Cronus console in Mission Control Houston, and they send some very basic function commands to the camera, which it then executes automatically. And so they're continuing to follow Dragon in, so we do thank them for their diligence to give us these views of this historic moment as we are just less than 30 meters away from docking.
Essa visão é da estação, né? E
right
as
above
pessoas
the
dentro estão
NASA
movimentando
meatball
as
logo, you can
câmeras.
see three of the service section Draco thrusters.
That's right, 12 in all. So four of those clusters spread around the vehicle, used for a lot of the attitude control and any small translational maneuvers like we just watched Bob and Doug execute with their second manual flight test.
Yeah, and actually oriented in a way too, where if you were to lose some of those thrusters, you still have redundancy and control in those axes. That's part of the reason why they're sort of at the angles that they are.
All right, so we should be getting to waypoint 2 right now. So it looks like we do have that hold.
Dragon SpaceX on Big Loop. The ground is go for approach 2. We will be enabling the resume shortly. As a reminder, ensure your visors are closed prior to Dragon's departure from the waypoint. And once Dragon is inside, the crew hands-off point, retreat and breakout are not permitted. And for your awareness, we have sunset in a little less than 8.5 minutes.
Copies all on the Big Loop. Go for docking.
So Doug on the spacecraft confirming their go for docking. They're going to put down their visors. Got some instructions there about the crew hands-off point that we had talked about earlier. That's a point where we don't want the crew issuing any commands to the vehicle. It's about just about 2 meters away from the docking adapter. I believe the number is about 1.7 meters.
Station Houston on the Big Loop. Houston and station are now go for docking. Chris, you can monitor for steps 3 and 4. 3 and 4 in 1.104. Crew Dragon approach and retreat monitoring.
Agora está se movimentando bem devagar, direito.
Copy steps 3 and 4.
Cara, olha só, tá bem pertinho da estação, cara.
Visors are down.
Copy, visors down.
Os tripulantes abaixaram o visor.
With the crew confirming their visors down, we should see the final approach resume.
Station Dragon on the Big Loop. We are inbound from approach 2.
Copy, inbound.
Station copy.
And we're going to be racing that sunset. The approach has resumed. Dragon closing in. We're inside 20 meters. And yeah, that crew hands-off point should come up in about 3 minutes or so. Right before we get that final docking, it comes about 20 seconds prior. We're just about 2 meters away from the station still. And that's just the crew not issuing any abort commands. At that point, it would be too late. And so any aborts would be executed automatically by Dragon itself. So we're closing in at less than 1/10 of a meter per second at this point.
You can see the service section Dracos just doing all these very small, minor attitude corrections. Really, the autonomous docking system at work, making sure that the vestibule and the self-capture system is lined up with IDA2. It's the International Docking Adapter. You can see much more clearly there the hinge mechanism for the nose cone. Those 4 black circles are the forward bulkhead Dracos, not to be used at this time. And then of course the pedals of the soft capture system.
joga videogame aí.
Dragon on the big loop. We're inside.
Joga e fala assim, pô, já pousa rapidinho, né? Esse aí, galera, na vida real é diferente. Bem devagar
We
mesmo.
copy and concur, 10
Qualquer
meters.
erro aí.
Right, we're less than 10 meters away. Again, we're closing at that
Tem
rate
uma estação espacial aí.
of less than a tenth of a
bilhões na
meter
frente.
per second. We should be just about 1 minute 45 seconds away from docking.
There's a centerline camera right in that middle, so that you can see where the forward hatch is, and right in the middle of that there's a window and there's a centerline camera that is aligned with the center of the vehicle and the center of the docking mechanism. So that is what the autonomous docking system is using to line up with sort of a cross-hatch, cross-target on the docking port. Again, the forward docking port on PMA2, or the pressurized mating adapter.
And we are just 5 meters away.
Só 5 metros, galera.
Again, we're racing that sunset. This Dragon continues to close, 4 meters to go.
Ó, 4 metros
Those
agora.
shadows of the space station on the vehicle. Yeah, you can actually see the centerline camera pretty clearly there, sort of with the contrast of the sun right now.
Bem pertinho.
3 meters to
câmera
go.
de a câmera que mira mesmo na posição da nave.
2 meters.
2 metros.
We're inside the hands-off point, the chop, the crew hands-off
Nossa
point.
Senhora.
1 meter to go.
Agora já era. Acoplando.
Soft capture complete.
Dragon is soft capture confirmed. Stand by for retraction and docking.
Standing by.
And we just heard it, soft capture. We have docking, that coming at 7:16 a.m. Pacific time, with the station and Dragon flying 262 statute miles right over the border between northern China and Mongolia.
You saw a little bit of motion there of Dragon. That was that relative motion that the soft capture system is damping out. Once that motion is clear, then the soft capture system will be retracted, and Dragon will go for hard capture.
Parece que tem 2 fases de acoplamento. Né?
Again, if just now tuning in, that soft capture, that docking coming 7:16 a.m. Pacific, 10:16 a.m. over on the East Coast. Dragon and the International Space Station were flying 262 statute miles right over the border between northern China and Mongolia. So that soft capture ring now going to retract. It's one more step on the way to docking complete.
Copy. Proceed on board.
Yeah, and so the next step here is once the soft capture ring is retracted, there are 12 latches that we refer to as hard capture latches. Those are what will really create that pressure tight seal between the Dragon spacecraft and the International Space Station. So once soft capture is complete, and I believe we'll get that call from our core here, Anna, then we'll get confirmation of hard capture, and the crew, of course, aboard have this information on their displays, so they'll also see indication of hard capture complete. And once those 2 steps are done, then that's docking complete.
That's right, and we're expecting to hear some words from everybody. A pretty monumental moment. I mean, for Doug Hurley, he's returning to where he last docked almost 9 years ago on the very last space shuttle mission, now commanding the very first commercial spacecraft to deliver astronauts to the International Space Station.
That's got to be cool for them. They've mentioned quite a few times that they're best friends. Our favorite dads in space, as we've been calling them. This has got to be really cool for them.
Então, galera, É isso aí, really acompanhei aí. Perdemos o sinal aí. Muito obrigado. A Estação Espacial, a Crew Dragon, a Space Dragon, a primeira missão tripulada da SpaceX, acoplou, né, na Estação Espacial. E acompanhei aí 1 hora, parece que transmissão, muito legal. Então é isso aí, galera. Eu adorei. Espero que vocês tenham gostado também. Eu trouxe aí o canal de videogames, eu trouxe para vocês aí. Algumas pessoas não têm acesso a essa informação. Eu trouxe para vocês aí, porque eu adoro também esse tipo de nave espacial, simulador de voo, corrida. Então eu trouxe para vocês aí, compartilhei com vocês. Muito obrigado. Se inscrevam no canal aí, dê aquele grande like. Muito